This is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com, and we're doing a review here of some of the leading stocks in the top 5 groups. For VIPs, we do it for the top 20 to 25 groups. This will just give you a feel for what's going on. The number 1 group is semiconductor equipment, and it's done well. Okay, you know about SMH. SMH has done well. I'll show you the chart on SMH just so that you can have a feel for this right here. We'll add it right there. And again, we're not going to use a leverage one. We'll just use SMH. And here's the chart. This is weekly on the left. I'm going to refresh this. Price and volume. We were in this, just slowly grinding up, and this is daily on the right. Now, you can see this. This is a little bit extended, okay? Here's some of the leading stocks in this group. This is a factor of both earnings per share rank, relative strength rank, and again, you can see semiconductors are doing good. Some of the leading stocks in this group, right here. Teradyne. This is the weekly on the left. Always remember that. Weekly on the left, daily on the right. Had kind of a wicked bar here, but you can see it's forming a pennant on the daily. This is why I like to look at the weekly. Look at the weekly. You've got a pennant forming. Right here. I'll draw it for you. Constructive pennant. Now, let's look at the daily. It gaps up on this bar here on Thursday and closes down on a pickup in volume. Friday's an inside day. What does that tell us? There's a seller up here, so we need to take out these tops. Anyway, this is the number 1 group. Number 1 group, semiconductors, and this is a leading stock in that group. Weekly on the left, daily on the right. Another stock, Brooks Automation. Weekly on the left, right here, daily on the right. And you can say, well, boy, that popped on the weekly and it popped on the daily. You're exactly right. So is there anything to do with it at this point? No, there's not, but it's one to bear watching. It's in a leading group, number 1 group. Continue on. ENTG. Slopping around here a little bit. Is there anything to do with this now? See how loose this bar is? That's a good close, but it's just flopping around. There's no clean entry. You're not going to see this chart pattern in a book saying, oh, this is what you look for, okay? So give it time, let it settle down, and maybe it will lend itself. But it is in a leading group, and it's a leading stock in that group. KLA 10 Core is in this group. It's slowly grinding up. See these tops going across here? You can say, oh, that's a bad bar, Pat. Well, these are things we teach. Take a look at this bar. You can say it's a red bar, it's a bad bar. Look at the open. Then it fell, and look at the close. It closed in the top 5th of its range. Folks, they supported it, and there's a valuable lesson for you, and this is what we teach all the time at Mission Winners. You can say, well, that's not good. No, it is good on the daily, but look at the weekly. That's a good weekly bar. That's why we look at dailies and weeklies, and you can see these tops going across here. And again, number 1 group. Let's continue onwards and see what we have here. Lam Research going sideways here. Fairly constructive action. Perhaps it'll base for several days and then lift through these tops. Top group. AIS. Earnings coming on this stock. Earnings are coming here real quick on this stock, okay? On November 12th. You need to know that. I'll refresh this. And again, weekly on the left. It's a good looking chart. But know that earnings are coming on the 12th. You need to know that. Top group. Kohu. Weekly. Moving on up. I'll refresh this for you. But note the shelf on the daily right here. And note on the weekly. This is the weekly chart on the left. Look at this, folks. I'll draw it for you. These are the things we do all the time. We teach this stuff at the VIPs. See that line? See the volume pick up on the weekly? Here's the daily. Can it lift through that line? Anyway, stuff we look at. Let's continue onward. NVMI moves up here. Went up big on Friday. Is there a spot here? No, not really. Got to leave it alone. Kulik & Sofa. Great big cup and handle. Lifted off on the weekly. See the volume? And again, I'll draw it for you to help you. These are the things we do. Looks kind of interesting right there, doesn't it? Going across these tops. Here's the daily. Looks decent. Good volume there. Perhaps it'll form a pattern. We're in another group one. Wood products. Too extended here, folks. Nothing to do with it. Settle down. Leave it alone. All right? And by the way, that is group number 2. LPX. Here's the weekly on the left. I'm going to refresh this. It's just flopping around. See this bar right here? That ain't mom and dad selling. That's serious volume. Needs to tighten up and lend itself for an entry. Just wanted to show it to you. And again, these are the things we do. Restoration hardware. I'll refresh that chart. Up on good volume, down on less volume. Now look at this. This is why I look at the weekly and the daily. This is the 50-day moving average line. Could it bounce off the 50? By the way, look what it did on this bar, on a pickup in volume. There you go. Good group. These are the things we look for. This is group number 3, by the way. We owned this. Bought it right here. It was a great cup and handle. Lifted right, came right up to double tops and backed off. See this right here? Look at that. That was good volume. We'll continue watching this. This is a good group. Group rank 3. Williams-Sonoma going sideways. It's just chopping around. There's really no clean entry right here. Lazy Boy is picking up. And again, this is group number 3. Picking up. Decent volume, though. Perhaps this will end it. Look at this. Up on heavy volume. Up on heavy volume. Down on less volume. Things you look at. Sherwin Williams. Paint. Just again, I want to show you a few of these. By the way, group rank 4 media newspaper, there's nothing in there, okay? Chemicals, paints. This group's moved up. Group number 5. Look at how this is marching up. Sherwin Williams. Starting to pick up. Is there an entry here? Is there an entry here? No, there's not. Finally, RPM. Lifted off, and it's marching up. Is there an entry on this stock? This is group rank 5. And the answer is no. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It's important to look at industry groups and just kind of peruse some of the leading stocks in those groups. These are the things that we teach because it's quantifiable. Leading groups produce leading stocks. I wanted to share that with you, and I hope that helps you. And I thank you.